simple.
Show me how that works again now, right?
What do they call this?
And so you move your shoulder.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. Strap, you just come forward. Simplicity.
Oh wow. Okay, well, sit down. Okay. How'd you get injured? How'd you get wounded?
I got wounded. It was an IED blast. It blew up underneath our up armored vehicle in 2009, November 9th. We drove over. It was a pressure plate. It detonated under me, under the vehicle, and the driver front wheel detonated it and got blown up and blew my arm off.
How? Okay. Do you remember when we first met?
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. What was your memory of that?
It was it was
Your memory. Let me refresh your memory a little bit. I met you at your Purple Heart ceremony.
yeah, and that's what I was thinking about. It was kind of bitter. It was good and bad. It'd been like almost a year since I got hurt, and
so you must have been wounded sometime in 2006.
Yeah.
Because I met you at the Purple Heart ceremony in Long Beach, it was early 2007.
Yeah.
And then you kind of disappeared. You went to San Diego.
So it was good, but I was getting my Purple Heart in a place where I didn't know anybody. In the sense of the military side, the chain of command, your battle buddies, and I was in LA, which I'm not from, and so when I got there, I was happy, not necessarily happy, but I was a little excited to get the Purple Heart because it's like one of those awards you don't want, but then again, when you do get hurt, it's like, all right, you might as well get it. And so I remember a lot of people that day. There was a lot of people that I didn't know that I met, and yeah, it was kind of confusing, but I remember that pretty well.
Do you remember when your experience with the foundation? What's your experience with the foundation? Because I'm still pretty close with everybody that was on that Purple Heart that day. There was four. It was you. It was Rudy Saavedra. It was Felipe Adams, and it was Sergeant Major Acosta. And I lost contact with you until we ran into you again in San Diego. We played some golf. Remember Josh Cope?
Yeah, I remember that. When several months passed, and then you found me, and then we met up at a place in San Diego, and I was kind of like, that was kind of interesting because you called me. You're like, hey, I'm part of this foundation, Help 9/11. We want to help you out, and blah blah blah. And I was like, all right. Then you came out with another gentleman. I can't remember who it was, but we had lunch, and that's when I was like, and that's when our relationship started.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it was. I don't know. I think a lot. I sit back and I think a lot, and I think about some of the people that came across my path that I believe that really helped me out, and you're one of them. I tell a lot of people about you and what you do, and the relationship. It's been a relationship that I would never want to lose, because you helped me out. The organization's helped me out a lot, and then also Sergeant Major Costa. I called him a couple of times in the beginning when I was struggling. I definitely called you a lot of times when we were in the beginning when I was struggling, and then you coming down and golfing with Josh, and we just kind of hang out and have fun. That was really, really good. I remember those times, and I still remember Josh. helping him out, him and his family, and then moving back to the Four Corners region, and and that's when I kind of just went off the radar for several years. But you and I think you were probably the only one that would call. Every once in a while, you would call like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I remember talking to you and telling, "Oh yeah, everything was okay." But at the end there, I started telling you that things are not okay. That I was struggling. I was really struggling. And then I really went off the radar. And then it's when I found my recovery, when I went into the VA. And then you called me then, and then we talked. We talked for a long time, and you told me. I told you what had happened and what I was doing to maintain my sanity and sobriety, and that after that our relationship took a whole nother level. And
Yeah, I've always been very proud of you for the man that you've become. Because I know the journey that you've had, and you've turned out to be one of those guys that on the reservation that dealt with some serious issues and started helping other people, and realized how important it is to help other people for your own life. I think that life, being of service, is a big part of a good life, and you grabbed a hold of that, and your life started to improve, and today you're a leader over there. And I've always talked about you as we have some people on the reservation, but we really have one person on the reservation that really has made a life of service to others. You've been out here and played golf with us, because I know not everything is heavy. I mean, we have a lot of good times. We have a lot of laughs, and I've been able to go out to the reservation. We brought toys. You remember the trip that we made last year? That was a pretty impressive group of people that you put together to receive all those toys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Like, I sit back and I think about these things, and yeah, man, it's tough, but it's really awarding. Just helping people, and the ripple effect that you and the foundation has had for my life, and you see my kids and how good they are, and and because there was a couple times where I always tell people that I I shouldn't be sitting here, and because I too was I thinking about ending it all, committing suicide, and I struggled with that, the early part, the end of my darkest times, when I was drinking and drugging a lot. Even in the beginning of my recovery was a struggle, and I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that I could. I had all these thoughts in my mind, thinking that I was gonna ruin, or I was gonna fall short. But people like you that really encouraged me and helped me, and were there when I called. And you answered the phone, and we would talk, and that would give me the strength and the courage to get through that day and to continue on. And now you see it, I see it, and I sit back and I was like, man, the things that you've done and the things that I've done still doing, it's really helping out a lot of people, veterans, the families and the kids, and it's pretty, I don't like to take credit for it. I just say I just suit up and show up. That's all I do, and that's all and the main focus is just helping another veteran or another person. That's just it. You help them and then return it. It really helps me, it helps me, and it keeps me moving forward, and that helps my kids and helps my family. And
You know, when I made the trip to the reservation, it's been kind of an education for me, you know, because here in LA, we got a VA within half an hour of a vet. We have so much available here, so many facilities. And then when I went to the reservation and I asked you, I remember I said, "Where's the nearest VA hospital?" You said it was 3 hours away in Albuquerque, or 5 hours away at Phoenix. And so, you know, we took an interest in that. If nothing else, to educate people the difficulties that the veterans have on the Navajo reservation. And, you know, I wanted to do more, and we want to continue to work together to try to help more people out there. And I don't think that, I personally, and I could be wrong, but I think that the Native American veteran community is one of the most underserved communities in the country. And I want to bring that out to people so they understand that you guys fought as hard as anybody, but you're not getting treated as good as and I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean it as a matter of fact. It is what it is, you know. And so we love our Navajos vets, and we really appreciate you, because leadership is important. And you know, sometimes there's a shortage of leadership, and you're certainly a guy that stands out on that reservation. And so, so what are you doing here today anyway? You know, just give me a few, what brings you out here today?
Oh, I came out for a concert with my kids to, you know, lately I've just been really concentrating on my kids, and so we've been trying to make time. I get so busy and so caught up with the ranch and with helping others and helping veterans, and I just kind of like drag my kids along, and they enjoy it, but I just want to have that quality time, because lately I've been like with my daughters, you know, just to spend that little bit of time and kind of do what they want to do instead of them doing what I want to do. And that's why we're here with the little, you know, my older kids. We just came out to enjoy a concert and visit Mike, visit you, and you know, just have fun.
Yeah.
Little road trip, and we're gonna head back, because I gotta get busy. Because I get busy. When I get busy, I get busy.
Yeah.
And you know, just to be able to take the weekend off and say I'm gonna go.
Well, I tell you, I'm amazed. I've seen you. I've been out there, and I've seen you on the ranch working, and you know, just you got one arm, and you do it like if you had three arms, you know, handling hay, bales of hay, riding horses, moving cows. You got a full, you know, you got a full load that you have to do. So you know. Sometimes people look at you and say you're missing an arm, you're handicapped. I don't think there's anything handicapped about you, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm going to, you know, I've been talking to the guys out here about taking a trip out there, and I think we're going to go out there next summer.
That'd be great, man.
You know,
I'll be ready. I'll be excited. I think about that a lot, and I was like, yeah, that'd be really, because that one guy came out one time that brought the gifts out.
It was Will.
Will, yeah, and him and his son really enjoyed that one day.
Yeah.
And they're like,
well, because it's a different world. I'll tell you the truth. You know, people don't know that. You know, the reservation is a different world.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes the living conditions is pretty poor for a lot of the people there, and I don't, you know, people don't really see that. But I don't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on the culture, the people, the service that the Navajos have done throughout history. I don't think that a lot of our young people know that, know much about the Navajo code talkers, how important they were in the Second World War. The Navajos have always had a tradition of serving in the military, and you know, they're not getting their fair share. I tell you the truth, they're not getting their fair share of recognition, and certainly a lifestyle. And so there's a lot of need out there for a lot of vets, and finding them and and they're so proud. They don't really
Oh
always,
yeah.
very proud. They don't ask for help, and we want to, reach out to them and just, hang out, man. You just be friends and try to help as many people as we can. And we're a small foundation, but we're trying. We're trying.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to share that lifestyle, the ranching, and the tradition, the culture. There's a lot of good history. There's a lot of good things out there, and I always tell people, man, I'm living a dream. I love what I do, the ranching, the helping the kids, raising the kids, and just being where I'm at. It's kind of hard for me to get me away from all that.
Yeah.
It is, man. It's like what I really enjoy it, man. And the people, the veterans that are out there that I work with, they love it. And not only them, but I work with alcoholics and addicts, and they love it. They're like, wow, you do so much, and you do this, and they see it. They see it in action. They see what I do, and it really helps them.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, it does.
And see them getting better helps me. I do it. I just do it just to help, because, like, for you helped me when I needed it, and I never. In the beginning, the very first time that I met you, I thought there was a strings attached to this deal. Like, oh, like, wow, this is too good to be true, and it's like I was kind of skeptical, and at the same time, like, But then as time went on, it was like, man, it's just helping another person out.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. I hear that. We're offering them a couple $100 or whatever, and they say, okay, what's this all about? There's nothing. It's nothing about anything. It's about, some people have given me and trusted me with a little bit of money, and they wanted me to give it to the vets.
Yeah.
And figure out how to get it to the vets differently, but it's not for me. It's, but I've heard that so many times from the vets at first. What's this about? What's this about?
What's
And
the catch?
at the end of the day, we end up making relationships that last a lifetime.
Wow.
And so I'm really proud of you. I tell you the truth, man. You're my hero. You're my hero. You're an inspiration. You served your country. You paid a huge price for that. And then rather than maybe take a different road with bitterness or whatever, you chose to help people. So that's my definition of a hero. Okay? So I'm really happy, and I'm glad you came out here today.
Yeah, me too.
And next time it's going to be at your place, okay?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you, Mike.